So thanks very much for coming along to another online version of LinkedIn Local Perth. Every time we run this event, we have a very different theme. So we've got a very awesome theme today. I'm very excited to have Vicki Hodgson here today, which I'll introduce her shortly, for those who don't know her. This event, for those who have been to a physical event, we normally run these every 2 months in person, and at the moment we're doing them every 2 weeks online, just to stay connected for those people that are feeling a little bit disconnected. But hopefully we'll be able to do a physical event soon, so we'll let you know as to when that will happen, depending on, you know, all the change of restrictions. Gee, my hair's gone messy now after putting a hat on. Well, not it's wonky anyway, I suppose.
I was just thinking the same thing about your hair.
Oh, wonky, yeah, the wonky hair.
I was thinking only you could tell, Joe.
Oh dear. Yes.
Yep.
And next event I'll probably have a different hair color again. So we'll maybe green. I haven't done green yet. It's possible. And Rael, you're into all the colors. Maybe you can vote which color I have to match which color should match my mindset. Maybe, I don't know.
Sorry, you caught me as I was walking out to go and get a glass of water. So,
Yes.
yeah, that's a very dominant color. It's a little orange on your face, and you'd look like someone else we know.
Someone else we know.
He's very red in his behavior, and he's very orange in his skin.
Well, thanks for the compliment. Might change it then. Maybe I'll go back to blue. My kids actually think I should be blue because they quite like blue now. I've got used to it. Now, let me just make sure I've got everything. Yep, so I've let you know we're recording this. We'll take some screenshots so you're all comfortable with that. And yeah, so what I'll get you to do is, because we've got quite a bigger group this time, introduce yourself as you go, as you ask questions, but feel free, as some of you have already, put your LinkedIn profile links in the chat box so that we can all connect and network, because, you know, that's a big part of what we're doing today. And feel free to share any other links that's relevant as well, without spamming. But, you know, make sure you're, we are all connecting. And if you want to put with your link what you do, just for context, all you might want to do, as some of us have done, and change your name. So you go onto the 3 dots where your little video is, and you'll see in the drop down rename. So you can put your business name after your name, or what you do if you want to do that. That's how we've done that. Excellent. So I'm just going to start without introducing the team. So I'm Jo Saunders, for those that don't know me. Is anybody here who doesn't know me? Probably a few, maybe a couple of you. So I'm David, you don't know me. So I'm a LinkedIn specialist, among other things. That's sort of the thing that people know me as. I'm writing a book at the moment called Connectfluence, which is going to be finished hopefully next weekend. Let's see. Which is all about the power of connection and influence, and LinkedIn is a great tool for that. But I want to make sure we introduce all the team. So we've got one person missing, Jo Harper, who's normally here, and she's got something came up. Jo's been part of the team since day dot almost, and she loves LinkedIn and helps people connect in community. But Marianne, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hello, everyone. I am a personal brand mentor. So in essence, I helped you find and fine-tune your social and visual voice, and we use Canva to do that. We build your brand so that you can stay on brand 24/7 and build a solid, respectful brand and profile to take you through however many years you'd like to be known for. And that's me in a nutshell.
Excellent. And Peter, would you like to introduce yourself as part of the team?
Hello, I'm Peter Dunsevich, and I run a photo booth business and SEO agency. So pretty much try to create a bit of entertainment with people at different events, which is a bit hard at the moment. So we're going to do it virtually.
By wearing wigs and hats and all sorts of other things. Excellent. Reg, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I would. Thank you, Joe. Hello, everybody. My name is Reg. I'm from a business called Online Videos Perth, where I help you attract and contract. No, that sounds terrible. I don't want to help you contract anything. Attract, engage and convert more of your digital browsers and turn them into buyers.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. So that's the team. Like I said, introduce yourself in the chat. And this event will run between now and 5 o'clock. That's the sort of official part of the event. And then we'll just go into casual networking, as we always do. There's always, except we've got no drinks. So you have to BYO drinks, unfortunately. yeah, and hopefully you've got some good snacks around. So, yep, excellent. But we're going to have a great chat with Vicki shortly, and I'd love to ask questions. And if there's anything we don't get to, then stick around after 5, and we'll continue on the discussion. So thanks for that. So Vicki, thank you for joining us today. I'm really excited. So Vicki's from Blow Your Own Mind, along with her business partner Lisa, and they specialize in business. I'll say business coaching, but it's not business coaching. It's really business development coaching. And you're going to be talking all about the entrepreneurial mindset today and how it relates to LinkedIn. So you've all read the invitation. So I'm not going to go through just a read bio, because that's, you need to stalk her on LinkedIn and check out what she's doing, and also check out the organization. So I'm going to kick straight into it. So Vicki, before I actually do that, if you've got any questions, do put them in the chat, or unmute yourself and ask it if it's relevant. Marianne will keep an eye on where things are at in the chat as well. So Vicki, I'd love for you to share what Blow Your Own Mind's all about, and how did you come up with that business name firstly? It's an interesting name.
Thank you, Jo. And first of all, I want to say thanks for the opportunity to be here today and share some insights. There's some amazing minds on the call and people who I know, and I know people like Charlie, who've been a very big supporter of our business, and others as well. And hello, Sarah, and a few others who I know. So, it's great to be able to share a little bit about what we're doing today. So the name Blow Your Own Mind, it's a bit out there. And myself and my co-founder Lisa, we were working together at one of the local universities, and we were delivering a course together when we were both in full-time employment. And this was back in 2 years ago now. And I remember standing there facilitating with a group of 25 entrepreneurs, and said, imagine what you could do if fear didn't hold you back, and you could blow your own mind in your business and in your life. What would that look like? And then all of a sudden, everybody in the room you could see the light bulb moment going on. People were really thinking about it. And Lisa said, I love that. I'm going to buy the domain. So literally, true to her word, that day she bought the domain. And we joked about it and thought, well, what are you going to do with that? And then 2 weeks later, I got a phone call from Lisa saying that her contract in her current employer, with mine as well, had not been renewed, and she was thinking about exploring opportunities. So coincidentally, my contract came to an end and I was made redundant, but it was the most beautiful gift, because it led Lisa and I to sit down and chat with each other, and we were talking about our plan B. Well, the fact was we didn't really have one. So, we sat there and we were thinking about what we're going to do next. And she said, well, I've bought the domain. And, Lisa, I'm very privileged to work with an amazing business partner. So if you know Lisa, you'll know what she's like. She's a real dynamo. And we talked about what value we could add in the business community, and talked about our skill sets and what we were good at and what we knew that we needed support with. So the business was pretty much born. And then that weekend, after buying the domain, or a couple of weekends later, I roped in one of my colleagues at ACU who I worked with and said, you can build websites, can you help me? So he came to my house and I cooked him lunch and dinner, and the two of us together, we built the website in one day. And then we went on to apply for a tender. We won the tender, and then that set us on day one of our business. We already had work ready to go live, even before I got my redundancy payout. So I was quite strategic with that. But what I would say is that we went on over the last 2 years to blow our own minds in our business, and also support other people to blow their minds. We stumbled across a tool called the Entrepreneurial Mindset Profiling Tool. And so we ended up getting qualified in this. And then we realized that there was a huge gap in the Australian market, because lots of people were talking about innovation and entrepreneurship, but who was actually measuring mindset? So we thought, well, there's a huge gap. We've got a train the trainer model where we work with practitioners across Australia. And Jo, I know you've recently qualified as an AMP practitioner as well, so congratulations. So we've got practitioners across Australia, and it's growing. So we have a licensing model, and we know that through the workshops that we've run, assessing entrepreneurial mindset is key to be able to build a successful business and grow that business. So we focus on mindset first, and then we look at training workshops. We do online coaching and face-to-face coaching as well, depending on what our client wants, and a train the trainer model. So so that's where the name came from. And yeah, we blew our own minds along the way, and it's still growing. I mean, we've got, in the next 2 months, we've got some exciting news, which we'll be sharing very soon, about where we're expanding as well. So yeah, lots of things working on behind the scenes, and we took the opportunity during the pandemic to really get our systems in place. And like any true entrepreneur, you might not necessarily have all the systems in place on day one, but you soon find a way of working around that and working smarter, not harder.
Because I think being entrepreneurial, it's one of those things that you often think, are you born with it? Or is it something that you can develop? I don't know,
Yeah.
what's your thoughts on that?
It's a really interesting question, and all the people that we've talked to, that first of all, the word entrepreneurial, people don't necessarily identify with that term in terms of they wouldn't call themselves an entrepreneur. Some do, some don't. And in fact, in my early career, I saw entrepreneurship as being someone with a net worth over 1 million and having all these really cool, you know, toys and things that they, you know, that they're doing and adding value across the world globally. Whereas an entrepreneur, the definition of an entrepreneur is a person who sets up a business or businesses and taking a financial risk with the hope that it makes a profit. So, you know, yes, everybody who's a solopreneur, sole trader are entrepreneurs. So that notion of the, you know, what it actually means, it's, you know, demystifying that as well. So in terms of actually, sorry, go back to the question again, Joe. I went off a topic there.
Well,
I do that.
Well, are people born with it, or is it something that they can develop?
Okay. So what I would say is that I know, speaking from my own personal experience, as a kid, I had loads of things, like I was always selling something. And I remember as a kid, I used to, for those of you who were born in the UK and grew up in the UK, there was on the charts on a Sunday, there was the 40 top hits. And I used to get my mum to buy me tapes and bulk get tapes, and I'd record them. And then, yes, clearly that is illegal now. But I used to sell them at school, and I used to take orders for the kids. And I knew that once a month, because the charts might not change. So I used to put orders in every month, and I would make 100% markup, if not more. So I started doing things like that as a kid, but I was always very entrepreneurial. However, I would say that I didn't have the right support in terms of a mentor. Not that there is now, like there's an abundance of supporters out there, you know, in the startup community who are actually helping, you know, young people and also startups grow. So that I didn't feel at the time there was the support around me to be able to launch things. So it took me till I was a significant age of 40 to be able to back myself and go full time in the business. And that kind of was because I was made redundant. Prior to that, I'd had 4 other businesses that I'd launched, sole trader businesses, and, you know, the DJ business, which is another story. But again, I just backed myself. So going back to your question, are they born or are they made? I think it could be a combination of both, and it does depend. I mean, I know I've seen so many really talented people who clearly should be entrepreneurs, and clearly their results indicate that they should be, but fear holds them back. And we think, yeah.
That really leads into the next part I was going to ask you about what do you find that does hold people back? Because I know I've got a similar story. And I know Marianne's got something similar. We both have always done something, sold something, created something. And I actually just wrote about my story in my book, actually. But I had no idea how to run a business. I had no idea how to make money or to commercialize. And even in the last sort of 10 years, I'm still learning. But I think sometimes people get held back. They might have a great idea, but then something stops them. So how do you see your mindset, and particularly the entrepreneurial mindset, as a way of kind of getting over that?
Yeah, it's a really good question, because, you know, mindset is everything, and the quality of your life depends on the quality of your mindset, I would say. And yes, I know that, you know, people, particularly recently where there's been, you know, some big changes in the world, you know, there's always things you can do to improve your mindset and your positivity as well. And, you know, I think certainly the one thing that holds people back is fear. And there's a great book that I love and I keep reading, and I'm sure lots of you have read it, the Think and Grow Rich book. I absolutely love that. And I dipped back into it recently, and he talks about fears around poverty, criticism, ill health, fear of the loss of love of someone, fear of old age, and fear of death. And the premise of one of the chapters in the book is that the symptoms can be indifference around the fact that, you know, it can cause lack of ambition, it can cause procrastination, over caution, and worry and doubt. And these things can lead to not actually fulfilling your life's dreams. So as a kid, I wanted to be three things: an entrepreneur, a DJ, and a teacher. And I believe by the age of 40, I achieved that. You know, that was something that I wanted to do. And, you know, certainly I would say the other thing is, going one stage further, is that you can also be fearful of failure and fearful of massive success. So success means different things to different people. But, you know, what could success look like if you blew your own mind? And, you know, what would that look like? And I ask that question a lot, and people come up with very different answers. It's not about, you know, having 20 million in the bank. Yes, it would be nice. But, you know, it's about, you know, success might be being able to spend more time with your family. And I know for me, the failure of massive success was around the more time and the more successful I get within my businesses, the less time I spend with my children, which is really important to me as a mother. So, you know, it's, for me, it was about working smart and not harder, and thinking, right, okay, what is it that I can do to get, you know, to where I need to be in terms of business goals, but also still being able to maintain that quality time with my family and my loved ones.